So this is the grand finals, 3 out of 5. In order for Kreymore to win, he would have to reset the brackets on Sanford. I think we may get an exhibition match right here. These guys, Sanford will try to entertain the crowd and switch up and pick somebody new. We'll take a look. After this, we'll have Marvel versus Capcom 3 coming up. We took an intermission so we could give some burn to Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. No, Shine is not related to someone in EMP just because he's black. This is crazy. Yo, Shine, Shine, you want to smile. You can smile, me. The street monsters are ridiculous. Hold on for a second. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, um, Shine was at a big disadvantage because when you watch, well, if I've been watching Shine play Kreymore at the God's Arc, and a lot of the times when he plays at the God's Arc, he doesn't drop any of those links. He would have gotten his what was it, the load short into EX Palm, crouch and pierce into EX Palm, and as you can see, he was not getting those. What? How? What are you guys talking about? That's an unnecessary troll. Thank you, Bayasha, but that's a little bit unnecessary. I am no god. Definitely not to this East Coast anyway. Streammonsters.com. They have a website.
I just want to say there's a website out there called streammonsters.com. It actually has nothing to do with me. It's not my website. The person who runs the website, I think he's pretending to be me.
Another imposter. Don't you love those?
Yeah.
I've been hit with imposters, trolls, pictures, blogs, everything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
In fact, there's a link on the top right that says Jaxel says donate.
Wow.
And you click it, and it comes to a donation form that has nothing to do with me. I don't get any of it. So you're not even donating to Jaxel.
If you want to donate to Jaxel, you can make your donations to 8wayrun.com. Donate. /donate. That goes to Jaxel. Kreymore takes game 1.
In fact, there's also youtube.com/8wayrun. Also has nothing to do with me. Another person pretending to be me.
There's a site where someone's pretending to be me. Can you? Oh no, they're watching grand finals. I can't even talk. I won't even mention that. There's a site where someone's pretending to be me, and the site is. It's actually crazy that they would actually create that type of site. It's ridiculous.
Why is Sanford playing Gokin?
I don't know.
He doesn't seem that very good with him.
Well, Kreymore has a lot of experience fighting this matchup, to be honest with you. So Sanford wants to see if he can actually, if he can overcome Kreymore's experience. Oh, what? Yeah, there's something wrong with that because Sanford didn't even connect that link. That's what you're talking about, right?
This is grand finals and it's so not hype.
No, there's no hype to it. All EMP grand finals are terrible, especially at Guard Crush. It doesn't matter whether it's at Guard Crush, whether it's at the Super Bowl in Boston, whether it's at Project Failure, whether it's at the Break Battlefield.
Well, you don't see many Empire grand finals at the break because it's usually only one person from Empire.
Yeah, because the breaks, it's ridiculous.
And yeah, we ended like 3 a.m. So everyone's just like, oh, we're gonna split. And
Yeah,
then grand
exactly.
finals is a troll match.
But
If we even do grand finals.
I will.
Well, that's because we start too late. You know,
Hmm?
and I didn't actually start showing up to the break until number 65.
Mhm.
So that was a year later. And at that point, it was already starting at 10 o'clock.
Mm.
If I was running the tournaments, they would start at 8. You know, you really can't blame Hacker for it because
Mhm.
it's sort of a precedent that was set from the start. And so just no one shows up till late.
Oh, so they're stuck in the ways of showing up late.
Yeah, I told Hacker that, next week he should do 9:30, and then anyone who shows up late can enter. And then the next week, 9 o'clock, and then next week, 8:30, till we're eventually back down to 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
The problem is you'll end up with, like, 6-person tournaments.
Yeah. Mm. 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 What's the score on this? 1-1? I didn't address it. He called me on Saturday morning saying that he will not be representing EMP anymore. He never gave me a reason. That was about it. And he said he would be taking his talents with. Well, actually, he didn't even tell me where he was going. He just said he won't be representing EMP anymore. Then I got a phone call from someone saying that he will be going to finger cramp. And that was it.
I've noticed a lot of these computer gaming groups,
Yeah.
like, is Fingercramp a computer gaming group?
I have no idea who finger cramp is.
Yeah, I don't know who half these groups are, but
They
a lot of
just
them are
got
moving
involved
over
in
to the
some-
fighting game community.
Mhm.
And I've noticed that they start sponsoring fighting game players, and then they really go nowhere. That's what I've noticed.
Well, all right. Here's the thing with these groups. First of all, when they're marketed, or sometimes they market troll themselves. Players who gone to Evo has been doing this for a decade plus. Tells them of the experience that happens at Evo and all these big major tournaments. And then with the technology, you'll see stuff like seasons beatings. You'll see stuff that happens at like East Coast Throwdown, NorCal Regionals, then Evolution, and so forth. And when you see these things and you look at the way the events are presented, the hype, they get sold in on the hype.
Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about before, and someone on the Stream Monster said I was an idiot. I was basically talking about how the fighting game community in general has moved away from the actual match speaking for itself, and it's more about the stream monstering. So
Well-
you have it where players are getting signed, where they're not necessarily the players who win. It's just that they're popular because they're they've got personality, and personality is a good thing,
Hmm.
but you gotta win. You gotta have something to back that up.
Yeah, very few players, few players that are signed win, and with EMP, a lot of people say, okay, EMP is not sponsoring their players, but EMP never said ever that it sponsors
As
its
far as I
players.
know, EMP is not a sponsor. It's
Yeah,
a team. There is a difference.
we're a brand. We've been around since the late 90s, and then before we decided to incorporate ourselves. Before that, and that was just for fighting games. Before that, we've been around since the 80s for classic gaming.
Yeah, I've seen the wall on the God's Ark, and it is just covered with awards from like Guinness Book of World Records, video game, gaming division, or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
We've been playing video games for a very long time. We got involved in fighting because Sanford. Ooh, oh wow, that was impressive. I was impressed by that. We got involved in fighting games because Sanford and Jerron were our first two fighters. And then what happened? Something happened at University Pinball where Justin fought. Justin was known as the best Marvel player there, and Sanford had defeated him. And then it went 1-1 because they did a teams event, and then they did a singles event and whatnot, and they split it. And Justin wanted to go to UCLA in California, and he needed a teammate, and he wanted to team up with the Sanford. So this is how Justin got introduced into the Empire. At the time, I was working in a store called Game Express, and Justin needed an actual like 9 to 5 paying job. So I hired him, and he joined Empire Arcadia. And from that time, he's been a part of the brand. Well, he was a part of the brand, leading all the
How
way
old
to.
was he back then? 12?
Nah, Justin was like I think Justin was like 18 at the time. Yeah, well, I think he was 18 at the time. Um, yeah, no, he had to be 18 because that's the only way I could have hired him. Yeah, he was 18 at the time, or older than. I think he was just 18, and so at the time when Justin joined, the whole purpose of the organization was to develop Justin's talents and help push him towards maximizing his talents, so that he does not have to keep competing. So he doesn't have to keep competing to actually make money. That sooner or later he'd be at fatalities level, where he's getting paid 2.5 million to commentate a fighting game at CGS, but he's a first person shooter professional. So that was the ideal that we had back then. So for me, it was more like my job was to try to explain to these guys how it worked, because I was in New York. I was a competitor in the classic scene from the 80s, and a lot of things happened to me bad where I got used and whatnot. So I wanted to take that experience and provide a service to those players where to keep them from that type of exploitation. But people then felt that I myself was exploiting the gamers, but they don't know what I've been through and what I've sacrificed for those players to be there. That's not to say that the players do not sacrifice as well. That's not true. Justin has given a lot to the organization, which is why I will never ever say anything bad about him. But then at the very same time, they have to keep in mind that, um, you know, it's not what they. Oh, does he get that? Oh, you got that. They got to keep in mind that this, joining Empire at the time was it's a two-way street. All for one, one for all. We were supposed to build a brand that exercises championship caliber players. And when the Empire was in its pioneering stage, from being turning into an actual company, it is the most winningest brand in Evolution history. We have 10 Evo championships, 8 of them coming from one game between 3 players. And then you have Perfect Legend for DOA, you have Snake Eyes for Super Turbo HC Remix in 2010, and then you have Issei for Third Strike, who teamed up with Justin in 2009. So there are 11 Evo championships. That's the most. That's the most winningest brand in Evo history, in an actual brand. Oh, it looks like Sanford wins the set. What was the score? 3. What's the score?
It was 3-2. It went to
3-2?
last round.
3-2 last round. Not bad. Not bad, guys. All right, we're going to be turning into Marvel right now. Give me a second, guys. Let me get this match started.